You'd think if you spent $30,000 on a closet, you'd get more than just 2 shelves in it, but that's all I got. That, and the fact that my closet is the magical cone of silence. This right here is Steve. Steve's a puppy. And Steve hates it when I walk away from him. I'm just in the next room. Hi, Steve. That's cute and all that he loves me, but as a voice actor, I can't exactly have a wild monster screaming in the background of all my recordings. Yet, every time I disappear into my closet... ready, though? Watch this. No more Steve. Steve. No more Steve. Steve. No more Steve. Now that door I just closed, this one right here, weighs over 300 pounds. That plus all the walls in here are filled with max weight vinyl, really dense, really solid, and it keeps the sound out. Also, I can't hear Steve yelling in here, and if I bring someone in here with me and try and kidnap them, like I did with Anthony Ferraro, the blind skater, they can't hear him either.
Wait, help! 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 Kelly!
I'm kidding. I didn't actually try to kidnap Anthony. That was a joke for people who take things too seriously. But the point isn't just to show you the room, but what goes on in this room. People ask me all the time, because I'm blind, how do I read my scripts for a living? I do between 50 and 100 scripts every day. They come in at a clip at about 1 every 5 or 10 minutes, and it's a lot of copy to get through. I'll tell you that secret. I want to put this thing down for a second so I can just sit and explain it to you. But quickly, I'll show you those 2 shelves I was talking about. They're up there. One of them has an emoji smiley face on it, and the other one, that's a penguin. I should be pointing it in the right direction. It's a penguin. Every time he ends up in the frame, people think he's something else, but penguin. I work with my scripts the same way I use my phone or my computer, and that's by using text-to-speech. I put in an earbud, and I listen to the robot voice tell me what the script is. This one's from the NFL, and it would sound like...
The National Football League is on Sports USA. Today,
the National Football League is on Sports USA. Today, let's stand up and I'll show you how to do this in real time. So I've got 2 microphones here. This one is one that I use for promo work. This one is the one I use for character work. And they're all smashed up against these monitors here because as I was losing my eyesight, I kept trying to get like closer and closer to the screen and try and read the stuff. And now I don't even have the monitors on because there's no sense because I can't see them. But I just kind of left this configuration the way it is because I'm used to it. So when a script comes in, I don't usually pre-read it because I've gotten so good at listening to what's coming in and kind of getting the tone as it's coming. I hit start and then pick up about 4 or 5 seconds after it. I can turn on these monitors for you if you want to see what's going on. Pro Tools should be in the background of these monitors here. And the first thing I'll do after I get a script is I throw in an earbud right here, so I can hear the robot voice, but the microphones don't pick up the robot voice. Then I reach down and I hit record on my Pro Tools, and then I grab the phone where the script came in, I open that up, and I start recording from the top. The National Football League is on Sports USA. Today, the Buffalo Bills host the Minnesota Vikings. Today's game is brought to you by Geico, Mr. Clean Freak Mist, and Progressive Insurance. Now, the next thing I want to do is clean up the file. If I messed up at all during the recording, which is rare, or if I breathe, which I do a lot, I like to cut that out and give it to the clients perfect so they can just plunk it into their software and just go with it. So for that, we head out here, and it seems like Steve has finally calmed himself down. Hey, buddy, you're being good. And now what I just recorded is going to show up on this Pro Tools system here. I have to put my hand in front of you guys' face for a second to figure out where this camera's pointing. Should be pointing right at the screen, I believe. And so that file started with me saying from the top or from the beginning or something like that, right?
From the top.
Yeah, from the top. Now, I don't want that. I want to start it by saying the National Football League is on.
The National Football League.
There we go. So I'm using a scrubber tool, which allows me to hear what you could see on the screen. I mean, it's audio anyway. You're going to end up hearing it. So I have now separated that part, and I'm going to cut it. So I go to the beginning, and now it starts with the National Football League. National Football League is on Sports USA.
The National Football League is on Sports USA.
Cool.
Today,
okay. So now I want to find the part where I did a breath. Let's see if I can scroll around.
Today's game.
There we go. There's a breath.
Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota Vikings. Breath.
Today's game is brought to you by.
Today's game is brought to you by. So what I do is I go over the breath.
Game is brought to you Vikings.
I've now highlighted the breath. You can probably see the highlighted part. So I cut that out, and now from the top you will hear that whole segment without a breath.
The National Football League is on Sports USA. Today, the Buffalo Bills host the Minnesota Vikings.
Today's game is brought to you by Geico, Mr. Clean Freak Mist, and Progressive Insurance.
Fires up the seam.
Then I go through and I cut out the rest of the breaths and I upload it and send it to the client, and they've got a perfect file. And I do all that in the course of, a couple of minutes. I bet you Banana would like it if you and I stayed in this box all day, every day together. Then she wouldn't have to hear my voiceovers or your screaming. I am hoping that this guy gets used to me coming into the box 15, 100 times a day, every day, and doesn't freak out every time I do it. Superdog got used to it pretty quickly. He's like, all right. He goes into a box for some reason. I'll just wait here patiently. But until that happens, I'm glad I got a nice soundproof room, and we got to do some more work. So, Steve, you can go play with your toys in your crate and say goodbye. Bye.